Welcome back to Proverbs 31 Life. Today is our Homeschool Friday post, so that is what we are looking at today. One question that you guys have asked me a lot is time management. And I'll be honest, this is not something that I'm super good at. Like, I definitely have lots of room to improve. But through 8 years of homeschooling, there's a few things that I've learned, and every personality is different. This isn't biblical, to say if you're not doing this, you're doing something wrong. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm in a different phase than a lot of you. I don't have a bunch of little kids. I don't have, two that are in, kindergarten and first grade, and my kids aren't real small. My oldest, I only have two. My oldest is 14, and we're finishing up 8th grade. And then my daughter is 7. We just finished first grade. So I've got a 7-year gap. But through that, they're in different phases and they can do lots of things themselves. And getting to the point of letting your kids being independent, kind of pushing them to be independent, expecting them to do some work on their own is good for them. And it's going to be really good for you. This is going to help you with your sanity. So day-to-day tasks, time management, how do I get things done? That's what we're looking at today. So time management. First, and you don't have to do this at all, but every year I purchase this. This is a simple plan, homeschool planner found at Mardell Books or Mardell.com. I order this every year. Now, why do I do that? We homeschool using a Becca curriculum and the lesson plans are already laid out. So why do I need to write down the lesson plans that are already laid out? Because I'm a list person. I can write it down. So Rebecca gives me the lesson plan, and I write it down. The top few rows are for my son. This one down here is for my daughter. And they like to see, this is what I have left. If I write down my son's stuff for the day, then if I stop, whatever with him and tell him, okay, we're done with math, go on to science, and I come over here with my daughter to read with her because she's in first grade and needs me to read with her, then he can just come over here and look and go, okay, I need to read these pages in science today, and I need to answer these questions, and that's it. He doesn't need me to stand over him and tell him. He can look at it, he can get his science out, and he can go do it. So a lot of my time management is really multitasking. I sit here at the head of the table. I've got one kid on one side and one on the other, and I go back and forth. So we do family Bible together first. My oldest goes to his room, reads his Bible reading for the day, which is an apologetics course from Master Books. He comes back to the table. He answers the questions in his workbook for it. While he's reading, I do Bible memory with my daughter, and then we go into math. I do math first. I don't like doing math together. Like, some days I can't help them both. Like, let me finish her, and then I will come and help you depending on what he's learning. But we do math first, and generally speaking. So it takes the most brain power. We just do it and get it done. So in the younger grades, I think it's 6th grade and down, Rebecca has speed drills. This year, all of her speed drills were 1 minute apiece. So she starts her speed drills and I start writing down stuff, whatever she has left for the rest of the day. She does her speed drill. It's like 6 to 8 questions. She's got a minute to answer them. And then I open up her math book to today's lesson, give it, and I put the date on it, then I give it to her. She puts her name on it, and I read her the first row of instructions, and I grade her speed drill. Read her those instructions. My son comes back, tell him where he's at for the day. So that's really what I do. I go back and forth. So we do Bible, math, and then I let my son pick kind of both of them. They just kind of pick what they want to do next. So they've got language arts, science, and history. Language arts involves poetry, spelling, literature, and grammar. So it's a lot. So we're going back and forth. My son does not need my help for spelling. Copy your spelling words. Doesn't need my help for that. Poetry, read your poem or copy the poem today. He does not need my help for that. So while he's doing that, I can do something that my daughter needs because we have to read all the things. So maybe it's her reading assignment for today. I'm reading her a lot of the instructions so I can go back and forth. Your kids need breaks during the day. So when my oldest needs my help with math, then maybe my youngest will take a break after her speed drill, go play for a few minutes, let me explain this to him, do a few lessons right up here on the whiteboard, or a few problems, work them out with him. He's settled. He's starting to go. Bring her back in. Go on to the next thing. So let them take the breaks. It's really not going to add that much time to your day. It feels like it is, but it's really not. And it's going to help both of you to take a break, come back, refocus. So that's what we do. He does science and history pretty well on his own. I write down what he needs. He goes to read. He comes back. He answers the questions assigned for the day, writes down his vocab and definitions. If he's got a quiz, he sits right here at the table to do it. While he's doing those things independently, I read with my daughter. Or we will do maybe her phonics, because she has 2 workbooks. She's got a letters and sounds and a language for her phonics. Then she's got reading, spelling, poetry, writing with phonics. And then some days she's got, the way Becca does it in the younger grades, they don't have science every day, history, science, history, health, safety, and manners, and community helpers. So those are in the beginning of the year, and it's like 3 days a week. We don't do the 3 days a week. We do all 5 days, get that book done, go on to the next. So by the time we're at this late in the school year, we don't even have those books every day. So her day is a little bit shorter. So in the beginning, it's a little longer. In the end of the year, we're a little shorter, but we also have that almost a whole second semester to go back and review those things if we wanted to. So that's how we do it. You don't have to. So what about the rest of the things? So in here, I've slacked on this a little bit, and I can really, I feel it. In the beginning of this, there is a calendar at the beginning of every month. It's a whole month view. So this is where I write down things that I need to do. Let me get to one where I actually wrote it down, and I'll show you. And I think I've talked about this before, but apparently I haven't done this in a while. So I'll just use an example. This is just a blank month. So this, gives you, this is October, but at the beginning of every month, this is going to give you a whole month overview. And there's notes, space to write in every day. These blocks are big enough to write in every day. And then the very next page is going to start your lesson plans. And there's notes you can write down over here. So there's lots of room in this. So I use this section for my schedule. So if there's a church event, I try to write it down. And I've got our church calendar hanging up here on the wall. But I put my cleaning schedule in here. So I put when I need to post things in here. Different things like that. So what I normally do, Sunday is church. I don't have anything planned for Sunday. Almost every day I do laundry, or if it needs to be done. I don't just do everybody's laundry on Friday and we spend all day folding clothes. If you do, that's great if it works for you. I don't. My oldest does his own laundry. So we do laundry my husband doesn't have work uniforms anymore that I have to wash. Work washes his work uniform. So I don't have our laundry as much because he's not wearing clothes every day that I have to wash. But we just do it. Throw it in the morning, let it wash, let it dry. And then during the day, like if they're both working on writing their spelling words, I'll go fold the laundry. It takes like 5 minutes. Let them write, go fold the laundry. My youngest wants to take a break for lunch. So whenever she's ready, pretty much about between 11 and 12:30, just kind of depending on her day, she'll take a break for lunch. I'll fix her lunch, her snacks. And then maybe I will go clean my bathroom. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I clean the bathroom right after the weekend, right before the weekend. And then, so it doesn't take terribly long. Tuesday, we dust. Wednesday, we vacuum and do the floors. So I have all the housework broken up into a little bit each day. So it only takes me like 10 minutes to do it. And I can do it while they're doing their independent work. And then after school, because they're done 3, 4 o'clock, depending on how much schoolwork we do, we double up a lot and do extra work. If we didn't, we would probably be done at like 1. So our school day is like 8 to 1, 9 to 1, something like that typically. So if we stop at 1, because we've gotten 1 whole day's worth of school, 1 lesson done, then they have time for their chores. They clean their bathroom. They clean their rooms. My oldest does his laundry. They vacuum. They vacuum the hallway, their bedrooms. They help with chores. So maybe I'll go clean my bathroom and they will vacuum out here, pick up blankets, put their shoes away, whatever it is. So we do that during the day. Please don't do that. Stop. So letting your kids help, giving them chores, is a big deal. We are normally done with school before my husband comes home. And if we're not, when he comes home, then we stop. School just doesn't happen when Dad's home. It's just never been a thing.
Thank you.
So then I start dinner and stuff. Please stop. So then I start dinner and stuff. I don't really clean once my husband gets home. We clean up the kitchen. Kitchen is clean every night. So the kitchen's clean every night, ready to go the next morning. 2 days a week, the bathrooms are clean. 1 day a week, we do floors. 1 day we dust. Every day's laundry, or every day that's needed is laundry, just to keep it up. You are not going to have all of your laundry baskets empty for more than like 7 seconds. Don't strive to have empty laundry baskets. That is something I've long given up on. I just don't want to run out of clothes. I don't want the laundry baskets overflowing. So we just do laundry as needed. So that's it. So when they are doing their independent work, you have to get up. We sit at the table. You have to get up from the table. If you have a classroom, like a spare room, whatever classroom setting in your home, leave the room. Let them work. They have to learn to work without you standing over them all day. And if you say, okay, I'm going to go clean my bathroom real quick, or I'm going to go make lunch, or I'm going to go fold this load of laundry, when I come back, this should be done. And if it's not, okay, now we'll move into consequences, or we'll see why it wasn't done. Like, what were you doing? Were you playing? Well, you have to learn to work without me standing over you. So when I said that I want this done, I really meant that I wanted this done. Part of our job as parents is training young adults. And when your kids get a job, the boss isn't going to stand over them all day making sure they do their job. They're going to be told what to do. They're going to be trained on what to do. Then they're just expected to do it without being babysat. So that's something we start pretty early on. They learn that they're independent work. I'll come back and check it. If you need my help for something, I'm right here. I'm not, inaccessible to you, but I should be able to say, write your spelling words, copy them right here out of the book. I'm not asking you to spell them from memory. It's right here. Copy this down. I'm going to go fold laundry, and then I'll be back to check it. Just little things like that. So throughout the day, I'm sitting here going between both kids, letting them do their independent work and getting up to do other things. What about errands? So sometimes I do my errands first thing in the morning. Like, I'll get up, coffee, devotions, get dressed, let's go. That's what I did today. And it was 11:30 when we got home. We're at the end of the year. My daughter's actually done with school already. My son is taking his finals and studying for the next finals and stuff. So it's not a big deal. But what about throughout the year when we do have full days of schoolwork to do? It's not a big deal. It's really not. If we end up working from 12 to 3 instead of 9 to 1, okay. If we get everything except for history or math or whatever done today, we'll just do it tomorrow. It's really not a big deal. You cannot let yourself have this mentality of we're behind. Behind what? Behind who? There's no schedule. No one's telling you when to be done. That's the beauty of homeschooling. That's why we do this. So that is just some time management. So I write these things down in my calendar so I can check them off and say, okay, I did it. Or something happened yesterday and I didn't get the bathroom clean, and well, I'll do it tomorrow to know that I at least got once this week. It's fine. So why do I clean the bathrooms twice a week? Just because I'm weird like that. It's just a thing. The kitchen gets cleaned every night, like I said. Husband's lunch gets packed, whatever. And maybe I'll go ahead and sweep because, I've swept stuff into the floor off the counters. Go ahead and sweep. It just takes a few minutes. We have to remember that a clean home is a place of peace and rest. A messy, unorganized, cluttered house is a place of chaos. So you still need to prioritize cleaning your home and keeping it tidy. Even if your husband, he's going to walk in the door at 4, we stop school at 3:30, put everything up, and everyone spends 20 minutes tidying. Do it. That's what it's going to take. Your husband doesn't want to walk into chaos. Most likely you are not going to function as well in chaos, and you're going to feel stressed trying to hurry up and get school done because you need to get all these things done. Be proactive, okay? Pick up at night. Don't go to bed with the kitchen dirty, full of dishes. Don't go to bed with, blankets and pillows or shoes or socks all over the living room floor. Pick these things up, okay? Teach your kids to pick it up. It's their responsibility. Most of the time after dinner, our kids are the one putting all the dishes and food in the kitchen. They clean the table off. They help me put food away. They help me load the dishwasher. Before they go to bed, they put their cups in the dishwasher or the fridge. Make sure all their stuff's cleaned up. You're not leaving toys out here. You're not leaving your shoes out here. Like, you need to take care of yourself. teach them that responsibility to help, even little bitty. They, don't wait till they're 10 to start this. They're going to think you're nuts. Start. Let them be involved. They live here too. This is their mess. I'm not their maid. I am their mama, not their maid. So that's what I tell my kids. I'm not your maid. It's not my mess. You need to do this. So take those breaks during the day, switch back and forth between your kids. And if, once a month you want to say, we're not doing school on Friday, we're deep cleaning the house and we're going to do, whatever, or we have to do extra things today because of, whatever, something hasn't been done in a while, something like that, do it. That's okay. It's not going to hurt them to take a day off. Don't stress about this. We homeschool for the freedom, the flexibility. That's why we do this. That is a perk that we have. Enjoy the perk, okay? And to give you some perspective on, if we take too many days off. We started school August 2nd this year. My youngest is already done. She was done, I think Monday was her last day. So we've been in almost a week. This is Friday. We've been in almost a week. We've probably taken about 2 months off throughout the year. We've doubled up on a lot of lessons. We've done 2 whole days worth of school in one day several times. But I had surgery in January, took off. My daughter was sick in December. We went to Arkansas for a funeral in September. So there's lots of things. Before January, I had migraines off and on, and sometimes we'd have to take a day for my migraines because I was in bed all day and I couldn't function. I've had 3 of those days since my surgery of migraine, and had to go to the urgent care for a cocktail to get it to go away. So we didn't do school. Like, mom came home and slept, So it's okay. You're going to have those days. You can make up for it. You can do school on Saturday if you want to. There's nothing that says you have to do school Monday through Friday from 8 to 3. We are not using the public school system because we don't like the public school system. Make this what you want it to be. If you want to do school Tuesday through Saturday because your husband's off on Monday, Sunday, Monday's your weekend. It's okay. If you want to do 5 days and 4 days and we've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday off every week, do it. This is completely up to you. What you do now might not work next year, and that's okay. You get to change it up. What you do from August to December might not work. And in December, you're like, scrap that. We're going to change this up. You're allowed to do that. It's perfectly fine. Nothing is set in stone. Are you loving your kids? Are you building relationships with your kids? Do they know that you love them? Are you pointing them to Christ? Are they getting an education? Then you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? Don't reinvent the wheel. One day at a time. So that is my kind of what our day looks like, my advice for time management. So until next time, stay in the Word, stay close to the shepherd, and let him lead you in paths of righteousness.